Welcome back to Income Trading 101, and today we are going to take a look at plug power, symbol PLUG, and today is March the 16th sorry, I'm just going to brighten this up a bit, March 16th, 2021. All right, so let's just take this all the way back and see, didn't mean to move the graph. I just want to see as much possible data as I can. You can see how long this stock was really, in that penny stock range. Look at that. It's sub $5 a share this was a long time. Kind of curious. Yeah, this is pretty wild. So it's been around a while. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the volume. You can see all these various earnings, surprised, recently less happy earnings. Happy, nope, oh boy. Yep, definitely. So that's probably what's got the stock down here recently. But let's go ahead and take a look at it the way we always do. And it looks like we can pretty much take it. Since 2020, right? 2020. Let's look at this. So January 2nd, 2020, the stock closed at $3.24. And here it is a year and almost a quarter later, and it's, what would that be, 14 times more? That's impressive. That's impressive for that shorter period of time. We're going to go ahead and tighten this up, though. We can look at this. It really didn't take much of a hit because I guess there wasn't much back in the pandemic. Actually, you know what? Let's look at this. So February 19th, so closed, let's see. Looks like it had a high of $5.78, and it went down to a low of 270. So it got cut in half. That's still significant. I shouldn't poo-poo it, even though it was just a couple bucks. But a couple bucks on a penny stock is actually pretty significant. So let's go ahead and pull this out a bit more. Actually, yeah, right around April of 2020. So get just about a full view, a full year's view. And what's great, if you realize, we are actually 1 year. It's been 1 year since the bottom of the pandemic crash. So nice to be a full year away from that, for what it's worth. So let's go ahead and throw in some moving averages and get this thing going the way we always do. So I'm going to use 3 moving averages. The first one I'm going to turn, I want it to be my 10 day. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that green because that's my buy signal. I'm going to take the second one and make it red because that's my sell signal. And that's going to be the 20 day. This is my mid range. And then I'm going to leave this third one yellow, but we're going to make it a 60 day. So it's my 3 months. So basically I have 2 weeks, 1 month, and 3 months worth of data. And now let's go ahead and take a look. So no surprise here. When you have a solid up move like this, all the moving averages are going to be in line except for, little periods where it kind of flattens out. But largely this was a strong up move. And then right now we actually are in line. Look at that. 60, 20, 10. We are in line for a much lower stock move on the daily. Let's look at the 1 hour though. As I mentioned, I like to enter trades with the shorter time frame, and then manage it with the longer one. The shorter one, we just had a crossover of the 10. The 10 crossed the 20 period. So we are in between. So we've got congestion at the 1 hour time frame. But definitely looks like it could be heading lower. Let's go to the 30 minute. A 30 minute has it all in line, 60, 20, 10, appearing to be heading lower, possibly a continuation of this downward move. So the 30 definitely looks bearish. And the 15 minute also looks bearish. So we have the daily look bearish, the 1 hour was congested, but the 30-minute and the 15-minute are both indicating a lower price trend. So good to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and take this back to the 1 day range. Now we will get rid of these. We're going to take a look at the MACD, moving average convergence divergence. One of my go-tos for analyzing momentum and seeing if there's any momentum that can be used to trade. And when the stock really does have a strong trend, you'll see these clear and awesome trading moves where it's like, you get the cross of the signal line and the MACD line, and it's a great indication to go short. And it followed all the way through, and that was also in the overbought area, and it followed through. Now we're at a crossover in the daily of the MACD and the signal line, but in the oversold category. Now I won't fully trust this signal until it crosses this zero line here. That's just a personal choice. So much of this is art rather than science, but I like to speak through how I use the tools, because it might help you guys. And if you use the MACD in a different way, let me know. Feel free to leave a comment. So let's take it to the 1 hour. The 1 hour has a crossover in the overbought, and the 1 hour in the MACD at least appears to be bearish. So we'll have to remember that. Bearish at the 1 hour. Bearish, we have a cross on the 30-minute, cross in the overbought category back here on the 12th of March at 9, and we crossed over the signal line. We crossed over the zero line as well, which is just a strong indication that this move could very well continue. The reason I like to either see a strong separation, so this histogram up here, these bars actually are showing you the difference between the MACD and the signal line. And by the way, I do have a video out there called How to Trade Stock with Technical Analysis. I think that's the title of it. But at any rate, I go through the MACD. I explain what all these bars are, what the zero line is, what that blue line, the MACD line is, and what the red line, the signal line is. So if you're not familiar, feel free to watch that video. It's pretty thorough. I cover moving averages, the MACD, signal, and Fibonacci. So at the 30-minute, we're looking bearish. And I imagine at the 15-minute, we're also going to, oh, look at there. The 15-minute actually shows that there may be a cross. It's not time yet, but there could be a cross to pull this up higher. Of course, all it's going to take is one more red bar, and that blue line, the MACD line, will head lower. So I would almost put that as inconclusive. So let's pull this once again back to the daily. And this time I do, so many of our videos, we see these trending stocks, but here we have one that has a clear trend and then a retracement. So I'm going to go all the way back. I'm going to use a little Fibonacci analysis here. We're going to take this all the way back from, what would this be, June of 2020, all the way to that high that happened in January, the tippy top. And I'm just going to pull this over so that the analysis covers all of my data. So let's do, there we go. Pull that over so we can see the actual numbers, and there we have it. So we went a little bit below the 50% retracement and then pulled back all the way to the 38.2. But it looks like that level could end up playing resistance. We saw that it was support over here in early January, and oftentimes support becomes resistance. So it's looking like resistance in the last couple days, and wow, that's really interesting. So most stock, especially when they have a strong move, especially with all those gaps, people typically do expect a 50% retracement, but it doesn't have to happen. But when we see that it happens and then it sort of pulls back to that 38.2. That's really interesting because that lets me know it's already reached some strong levels with regards to Fibonacci analysis, and it doesn't have to go back down to the 61.8. It could easily go ahead and pull higher. So, wow, all in, there are a lot of confusing signals on this using these three indicators. I would most likely just, if you own it, I'd wait, I'd hold it and see, because this thing could bounce and push higher. Of course, if you're looking for something to short, looks like we are in a bit of a downtrend right now. That'll be confirmed with more data in the coming days, but wouldn't be a bad one to maybe sell some call spreads. I would definitely put on trades that limit your risk or quantify your risk right from the start, rather than just like, oh, I'm gonna sell calls because this is going lower. This thing could rip all the way back $30 and end up being in the 70s, mid 70s again. There's nothing to stop it. So, and the market typically will shake off bad earnings as well. So this is an interesting stock. I know it's going to be in play over the next few weeks. Definitely worth watching. And let me know if you see anything different in the analysis, or if you use some different indicators. All right. So, hey, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, join the movement. People are subscribing. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I love making them, and I love the feedback I'm getting from you guys. So, hey, that's it. Have a wonderful day. Happy trading.